we are connected, and we are live, we are hot, we are ready to rock here at Tunxis Golf Course, live from Laz Golf Tournament benefiting Special Olympics. Gallo, get over here. Jon Galloway. So one of our partners today was Jon Gallo. A lot of people remember him as the producer of the show back in the day.
Now he's upper management.
And when you're upper management, when you're in the
often.
sales and you wear collared shirts every day, somehow you play a lot of golf.
Yep.
And Gallo's been playing a lot of golf, haven't you, Gallo?
I keep telling people that ask me, I think I've been playing too much golf.
I think so.
And I can't
got
believe
much better.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying that, but I've been playing too much golf.
What did our team end up? 14 under?
We were 12 under today. We were 12. We shot 57.
Okay.
It was a good day. I mean, we had a couple.
We've been better.
Yeah.
We've been better. 12 under's very respectable.
It's respectable.
Now you're telling us we may get first place.
I'm thinking we will. They had a live leaderboard on the app, so I was
That was
tracking
cool.
it all.
Wasn't that awesome?
That was cool.
So I did that at a tournament a couple weeks ago, and it's hard to not go scoreboard chasing because it's right there for you.
We were all day.
Yeah.
We were watching this group right behind
Yeah,
us.
the group
on
miraculously gained 3 strokes and 3 holes on us.
I believe it though because we had stretch of 5 straight birds at one point.
Yep, we did have an eagle with the golf cannon. Now your cannon shot, I think, was the bell of the ball.
No,
was it
mine?
It
was your cannon
my
shot.
cannon shot.
I went deep.
But I don't know. I can't put a shot of the day in my head. I think all 4 of us played really good, and all 4 has definitely contributed.
Honestly, I think our shots of the day were on the greens. We made some long birdies today.
We did.
We had a couple
our
20
putting. I
20-footers.
thought our putting was above average. John was in the fairway a lot. He was very long, which we needed.
Long and in the fairway is what I like.
Ryan Donahue, he was always in the fairway. And again, sales executives, management executives.
Now
you guys do a lot of golfing, so you were carrying the team a lot.
You know, when I played with you, or when I worked with you guys in the show, it was great because I'd go out in the morning, go out 7:30 in the morning, and then show up to work.
Right.
Now it's like get out at 5:30, get right to the golf course, and just play as many holes as possible.
So you're on the
so
twilight.
I'm getting more holes in because
yes.
it's like I had a hard cutoff to get to work when and I had to get there in the morning.
The one thing
playing late afternoon golf is cool too because there's not a lot of people on the course.
That's exactly. So you can just fly. Like I usually get 12 to 15 really holes in.
I've been golfing this course for 45 years, and that's what I used to do actually on the weekends, even when I belonged with Waterbury Country Club. If you go on the Sundays on late afternoon, you could bang around the course.
Oh, yeah.
You could skip holes, go from the third hole on one side, go to like the back side for 15, 16, 17, 18. I used to do that a lot here. There's a lot of holes here at Tunxis. That's one of the reasons I loved golfing here.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest facility in New England, biggest golf facility in New England? I believe so.
I mean, going back 30 years, it was 2 18s and an extra 9. I don't know if it's 3 18s.
I think it's still
now.
the same.
Is it still the same?
It's still the same.
2 18s and a 9?
Yeah, and just the layout is incredible. I mean, yeah, you have some holes that overlap, but did we really see anybody on other holes today? Not really.
No, and we were the B team, meaning that there was a foursome in front of us on 16A, and we were 16B, so we started behind a foursome, and we still played pretty well.
Now, I want to know what you think of Donahue's putting style. I love it. Now, when people walk up to me.
He looks like Happy Gilmore.
He does it like Happy Gilmore.
100%.
Now, he's a left-hander, plus, like Happy Gilmore.
We need to get him a hockey stick.
He grew up like hockey player, just like Happy Gilmore, and then he decided 10 years ago.
I don't.
But you've been
like
golfing
that.
a lot longer than he is, and he gets down there with his face almost on the green, putting like he's hitting a slap shot.
He's choking the end of the club.
I love it when people see it.
He's choking the club,
and then they
right
come up to me and they're like, "God, look at this guy!" And then boom, nails it.
He's nails.
The first time I played golf with Ryan was maybe 2 years ago, and someone in our foursome said, you're going to get a kick out of the way Ryan putts. And then I saw him go down there, and I was like, oh, he's just joking. Like, he's just messing with me. No, that's how he putts. He takes keep your eye on the ball to a new meaning because he's right there.
And the other thing that I'm always impressed with Mr. Dibble, that's how they spelled his name today, D-I-B-L. You are a switch hitter when it comes to golf, ambidextrous. The only person I know in my life that plays golf right-handed and left-handed. Now, you went lefty today. Donahue's a lefty. First time in my life I've been in a foursome with two left-handers. You guys were very beneficial with some left dog legs.
Yeah.
So how did that feel today for you going
That's
left
fun.
side?
I've golfed with Ryan many times. I've golfed with it. This foursome is probably the most fun that I ever
we have a lot of
with.
fun.
We all work together. We're all friends. It's a lot of fun. Ryan's crazy. He's one of the funniest people I've ever played. He's got music playing.
And
he's having fun.
He included us in a meeting today that he was on his cell phone doing a meeting while we were all golfing.
The air quality at work meeting, yes, we were all a part of that too. So
now, not only golf, Gallo, you know all of sports, and I don't know if you've been following baseball since your Red Sox totally sucked this year. But we did have some playoff baseball the last couple of days. What did you think of the first wild card round?
I was very surprised to see sweeps in every single series.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how many times has that ever happened? Right?
Zero.
Yeah, zero. I didn't think the Blue Jays were going to get swept. I thought, the history of Minnesota in the playoffs was going to once again bite them, and it just didn't. The Blue Jays definitely looked like the worst team going into the playoffs, and
I thought so too. That's why I wasn't surprised, because they were just limping in at the last week.
Yeah, they were so close to not even making the playoffs and having someone else sneak in there. I don't know why I thought the Blue Jays would win yesterday and be the one team to extend it, but I doubt we're going to see next year 4 sweeps again in the wild card round.
But what did you think of Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s comments that, okay, we got swept, we're out of the playoffs by Minnesota, but, hey, at least we kicked the crap out of the Yankees all year?
Something a Red Sox fan would say.
Yeah, it sounds like he's born to play for Boston.
Oh, maybe. Now, we've been teasing Kurt about the Boston Red Sox the whole time, not because of the season. Aldi kicking butt for the Texas Rangers.
Oh, my God, you got Yankee Jordan Montgomery pitching great for the Rangers. I mean, it's kind of laughable, all the great pitchers that they've let get away.
Yankees and Red Sox
and
all
Mets,
over the playoffs.
And former Mets. Zach Wheeler for the Phillies done great.
There's just so many guys that used to be on the team. You're going to see your fave Mookie Betts here in this weekend, man. It's like, what the hell's going on with this group?
You know what? Maybe that's why Chaim Bloom got let go this year, because – look at all the guys they let go that had great years this year because you didn't want to hand over some money. People think Bogarts had a really down year in San Diego, but, I mean, he went on a stretch where he hit over 400 for an entire month. That doesn't happen very often. And he still was close to 300 average. Mookie, he's not going to win MVP because Acuna had such a great year, but Mookie again.
Career year. This is one of his best years ever.
His best year.
I mean, 70 stolen bases.
Oh, yeah.
That's Ricky Henderson numbers right there.
For Acuna, but Mookie
Mookie Betts. I'm talking about Mookie. Yeah. Mookie had an unbelievable year.
Oh, yeah. And he started off, he started off slow and built his way up, too. There was a lot of talk that he had fallen off, but same old Mookie.
Yeah.
Now, I know this hit Dibs really hard, but you being a Red Sox fan, especially growing up with the World Series championships in the past 20 years, Tim Wakefield's passing last weekend.
Yeah, that took me by surprise. I heard the night before that he was sick, but I get why he kept it under wraps because, I mean, that's awful. And I don't like the way it came out, but it came out, and there's nothing we could do but mourn it. And I love that the Red Sox are deciding to change Jersey Street. I think this is what Old Yawkey Way. I heard they're going to make it Wakefield Way, and I think that's
awesome.
The right move.
I did not know that.
Because after his playing career, he was on the pregame and postgame show.
And the Yankees weren't real good people anyway.
So that's why they changed it.
Yeah, Wakefield was amazing. Listen, I understand why he didn't do it. He's a private guy.
Yeah.
He worked a lot with Dana Farber and really sick kids. And he probably didn't want to burden anybody with that. I understand that. A lot of people, when they get – my dad was the same way. When my dad was dying of cancer, he didn't want me even to come home to see him. He was bitter. He's like, at the thought of me changing my life to come, and even my grandfather dying of cancer. When I skipped spring training to go see him and say goodbye, he was pissed. He's like, he was embarrassed. So I think – when your end comes, I think it's up to you if you want your dignity. And I think the way it came out, it was kind of upsetting that Schilling said what he said. But I think Kurt loved Wake so much that he was like, listen, you're a very humble guy, but let everybody pray for you and say goodbye. And honestly, I couldn't believe it was so quick.
Yeah, no,
that's scary. That's cancer.
Cora said he saw him September 14th. In his office. The next day he went in for surgery, and then he's gone in 2 weeks. So, we don't know the extent. We may never know the extent, but I think a lot of what we do know is what a wonderful guy he was.
Absolutely.
And he didn't want to burden you with his health situation.
The one thing I've learned just hanging around this area and learning about the Red Sox, forgive me, not being from here, I didn't know about the Jimmy Fund. Forgive me, not being from here, I didn't know about Dana-Farber. I didn't know about any of this stuff. You guys really taught me about it, and really was pointing out stuff that Mookie was doing when he was here 5 years ago. And now learning of the involvement Tim Wakefield had, hearing both of those cats talk about how it's totally changed their perspective of life. I think now that I know about it, now that I've seen, who's involved with it, I think it's somewhat of a secret weapon for the Boston Red Sox. Because and we're here today, trying to raise money for Special Olympics and a bunch of other causes that involve kids that, don't ask for the things that they got to deal with and deal with it with smiles. And it changes you personally. And when you get around that, you play for a different meaning than the money or even your teammates. And I think it's a secret weapon for the Red Sox.
Yeah, and I mean, even when I remember starting to watch Red Sox games, it's always been Jimmy Fund, Dana-Farber, and Boston Children's. It's always been synonymous with the Red Sox, actually just all Boston sports in general.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things about Boston sports people don't think about is how charitable it is and, how they're always there for these great companies and great hospitals and helping out.
Speaking of Boston sports, you're excited about Drew Holiday? Drew Holiday coming through. You're excited about that?
I mean, we traded Marcus Smart, and we just got Drew Holiday. I think that's almost a one-for-one trade right there.
But you're sad about Robert Williams.
I am sad about Rob. I love Time Lord. He was one of my favorite Celtics.
Time Lord.
But, he was injured quite a bit. And, we relied on Al Horford a lot more than we thought we would last year. So having Al still with the team is huge. Al's one of my favorite Celtics ever. I would love to see what Rob would look like in 3, 4, 5 years with the Celtics still because he's so young. Yep. But you know what? We got Drew. It's a win-now mentality, and that's what they have to do is just go win now. They've been close enough.
So I thought you were going to ask him about hockey.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. I wanted to save that for last. The Bruins, oh, man, how the season ended last year. Still a heartbreaker. Vividly remember Marchand in that breakaway getting stuffed at the goal. Now your brother from another mother, Marchand, is captain.
Captain of the team.
El Capitan.
And they're reloaded. What do you think about the Bruins this year?
You know what? Last year I went in so down, like everybody, and then they went out and had the most historic season in NHL history. I'm trying to keep faith this year that, we're going to have another good team. We're not going to be record-setting again, obviously, but we're going to be a good team. I think we may come in second in the division, still make the playoffs. They could win the division. They could be really good. I kind of using this as like a bridge year to next year. Get through this year with the rebuild, try to rebuild around Pasternak.
Dude, you're going to be up 10 points to start the month, and you're going to have a totally different tune.
I hope so. But, the salary cap for next year got announced yesterday. It's, I think, $87 million. So we're looking at about $24 million in cap space going into next season. So I really do think with all that money available, you have to kind of treat this like a bridge year and get to next year, and you have all this money to go make a new team.
Totally agree. Should we go back to break because we're announcing some millions of dollars here?
Yeah, we're about to win. The huge trophy here.
Oh, that's what's going on. Okay,
the last championship.
That's why Ryan gave us that look. Okay,
exactly. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We're live from the Laz Golf charity event here that helps the Connecticut Special Olympics. We'll be right back.
97.9 ESPN